Hey everyone, it's Mr. Hollywood, and today is my Thunderbolts review. So, this past weekend I just saw the Thunderbolts, and today I'm doing a few quick thoughts on the movie. Now before I share you my thoughts on the movie, feel free to share your thoughts down below in the comments, and I cannot wait to do a lot of my upcoming rankings this month. This is going to be my biggest month in YouTube possibly ever up to this point, if not forever up to this point, definitely in quite some time. But anyways, it all starts with this review of the Thunderbolts. So let's start with the positives. So one thing I think this movie did very well is get the team dynamic together and show them as characters interact. And I thought a lot of the character interactions throughout the main Thunderbolts members I thought was very compelling. I think Yelena was great. I think Red Guardian was great. I think Bucky, while he could have been in the film a little more, he was still very good. Ghost I didn't like as much as the others, but she was still fine. And John Walker I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, in terms of like the main Thunderbolts lineup, I thought it was really interesting. And I'll admit, I did not expect that much from this film, especially for this being Marvel's Suicide Squad, which I hated the first Suicide Squad film back in 2016. Absolutely loved The Suicide Squad by James Gunn. And I actually think that this Thunderbolts lineup is pretty comparable in terms of how much I like it to the 2021 Suicide Squad lineup. In terms of how much I like the movie, we'll see in a few days when I do my big epic ranking, which by the way, I forgot to tell you guys on my community tab, I'm also adding X-Men movies to that ranking, along with DC, EU, MCU, Star Wars, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. So X-Men is going to be on it as well. So, yeah. So I'm back to review. So yeah, in a few days we'll see, because I'm not even sure how, I'm not sure where this competes against the Suicide Squad. I am kind of working on my list, and I'll definitely have it ready by the video, of course. I mean, obviously way better than Suicide Squad 2016, undoubtedly. In terms of how much I like it more than 2021 Suicide Squad, we'll have to see in a few days. The next thing that I really liked, I thought the action, for the most part, was really good. Now, obviously, it isn't like the highest stakes action. This isn't like Avengers Endgame action. This isn't like Avengers Infinity War action. However, the action is still very solid nonetheless. Also, I thought the villain, Valentina, I know her full name is way bigger, but I don't remember her full name by heart. But Valentina, I thought, was a really cool villain. And I don't think she was just this generic villain compared to some of the recent MCU villains. I thought she was a really compelling villain. So yes, in terms of character development and story, I thought this movie succeeds. So, I mean, in terms of like a lot of the important stuff, I thought this movie did very well. Now, the negatives. There are only really two minor negatives that hold it back from being a perfect film. Don't get me wrong, I still love the film. That is not to say these negatives completely overshadow the positives, because I thought this is a great movie. The only two things that bug me a little bit, like I said a few minutes ago, I feel like Bucky should have been in it a little more. Now, I felt a similar way about Captain America Brave New World, which I didn't do a review on, but I'll just say I thought Bucky should have been in it more. Instead, he was only in one scene. This, he actually was in it a lot more, but I'll admit, like, I thought Bucky was good in it, but I feel like he should have been in it more. The only other thing that does hurt the film a little bit, the final battle. While I respect what they were going for the final battle, and maybe in a rewatch I might appreciate it more, the final battle, I didn't hate it. It was just okay. I understand why some people thought it was a great final battle, because they did do something a little different. Like, I think they tried to strip away from the formula, and I appreciate it. The final battle, like, it was okay. It wasn't amazing, it wasn't terrible. Unfortunately, I actually do think the first 2/3 were better than the last third, which is very rare for a movie like this. But anyways, this is not like, I'll give an example. This is not like the Wonder Woman movies where the first 2/3 are great and the final battle completely kills it. So it's not like one of those that completely moves it from like an A movie to a B minus or C plus. Instead of Final Battle maybe moves this from like an A movie to an A minus. So yes, I'll just give the score. I would say this is an A minus, and on the entertainment scale, I'd say a 9 out of 10. So yes, overall, it was definitely better than I expected. I didn't adore this movie. This would definitely not be one of my favorite MCU movies. I think this would probably be in my top half. And in terms of Phase 5 I do think was one of the weaker phases. Like, I'm not going to do a whole phase ranking video, but if I do have to rank the phase, I think Phase 3 is definitely the best. Phase 4, I know might be a little controversial. To me, actually, I think is my second favorite. And then probably Phase 1, then Phase 5. So yes, this unfortunately was one of the weaker. And then Phase 2 I wasn't crazy about. Even though I think, just like Phase 2, they're actually pretty comparable because they do set up where it hopefully is going to be the better part of the MCU. So we'll see where Phase 6 goes. But yeah, in terms of Phase 5, it is the second worst phase. But in terms of my ranking of the phase, in order, from worst to best, The Marvels, Quantumania, Captain America Brave New World, and in terms of the top 3, this would be number 3, Deadpool and Wolverine would be number 2, and then Guardians 3 would be the best in terms of Phase 5. So yeah, that's kind of my ranking of Phase 5 movies, just really quickly, and the phases. But yeah, overall, really good movie. I don't have as much to say about this as some other movies in recent memory from Marvel, like Deadpool 3. I would definitely have a lot more to say about that. But overall, I had a great time with this movie. Definitely one of the better movies in recent memory, and I do highly recommend. So yes, Thunderbolts, I thought, was great. Now, thanks for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts down below in the comments, and I cannot wait to do a lot more rankings this month. Now, thanks for watching, and peace out.